Hello everyone. I want to apologize for not being as faithful as I originally meant to be with this channel. I have gotten distracted on some other projects and in the future, I'm going to try to be more faithful about this. Hopefully this fall I'll have some extra time to put into this and some unexpected things will not come up. I threw around a couple different ideas today about what I was going to talk about, and I decided I was going to talk about a couple INTJ pet peeves, at least personal pet peeves I have. And I will say this again, like I've said before, these are just opinions. This is just a glimpse into what I'm not an MBTI like professional. I won't ever claim to be that. I'm just sharing some thoughts. And so that's what my videos are about. So INTJ pet peeves. I do in the future want to counteract that with a video on things INTJs like, because I don't want to add any negative INTJ stereotypes. INTJs only talk about the things they dislike. I don't want to add to that, so I will make another video in the future. Which leads me into my first thought. These are not in sequential order, just some thoughts that I'm going to share. Let's see, how all these things are things that I'm learning to have more patience and tolerance with. So I don't want to fault people. I just want to share with you, like, go through my mind in certain situations or things in case you're curious. So I'll lay that out there. When things are too stereotypical, that is very hard for me to take. That can be sometimes so cringeworthy. We live in the 21st century. There is so much access to inexpensive books. There's even libraries if you don't want to spend money. There's the internet. There are so many resources, and I am mainly today going to be talking about pet peeves I have with it, mostly pertain to American culture, because I feel like we have a lot of options, and I think we don't use half of our resources. At least I know we don't use even half of our resources. So that to me is can be very frustrating and very cringeworthy. And it leads to other things, other things branch off of that are pet peeves of mine, like closed-mindedness. That can be, let's just say, mostly I'm not shocked by it, but there are just some situations where people are so closed-minded, and they can have all kinds of, you can come to them with all kinds of scientific backing, reasons, or hard facts, and nope, their opinion that they've had, that's what they're gonna stick to. And if someone presents me with hard evidence of something, I'm gonna research it, and hey, if I find I was wrong in something, I might make a complete turn in the other direction, because that's just how I am. Like what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to continue growing and learning as a person. So yeah, that's my goal. So if somebody shares something with me, I'm gonna look into it. That's just how I am. And so when you're so stereotypical, so closed-minded, that will lead to lots of small talk, chit chat, which is really hard to bear. Some situations I just want to run or being around certain people. But if I'm stuck in the situation, I can't leave. Small talk, small-mindedness, it will really wear on me after a while, and I will probably be having a dialogue in my head. And, well, we'll just leave it at that. I'll be having a dialogue in my head. The next point thought is emotional manipulation from people or situations that's a big one. Let me first say, I know a lot of other personalities have the impression that INTJs do not have any emotions, and that is not a fair assessment. We just come across differently. Because I have a completely stone face, like that, when you're talking to me, does not mean I do not have emotions, because you're not inside my head, you're not inside my heart, you don't know what I'm thinking. So, let me just say, INTJs, even myself, do have deep emotions. We just aren't always in tune with them. Like, I don't always know what I'm feeling. Actually, a lot of times I don't know what I'm feeling. And I can be very emotionally hesitant, and I know this can drive people crazy around me, so this can probably be a pet peeve of other personality types, but I can be so slow in the area of feelings and emotions. And it's not because I want to be that way. That is how I'm wired. And even when sometimes I start connecting or maybe getting in touch a little bit, I can often just naturally subconsciously reject because I'm not putting much weight behind an emotion. I put a lot more weight behind what goes on in here, so yeah, we're not in tune. And so when you try to emotionally manipulate us, it's gonna feel like what it would feel like to say if you don't like debate logic, like that's not how your brain works. You run on a different plane, and some person is just coming at you with this super logical debate, and they're just like backing you in a corner, and you're just like, I want to leave the situation. That's what it feels like when someone is coming at somebody emotionally, like coming at an INTJ emotionally. The INTJ is thinking, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. So they're gonna clam up instantly, and they might leave, the person who's trying to manipulate them, the situation that's trying to manipulate them. And I'm not saying that is a great reaction, but that's what they're gonna do. And so just don't try to emotionally manipulate an INTJ. It's not worth it. So finish with that. Let's go on to this is a difficult one. The dating world, romance, all that. This I don't know if pet peeve is the right word for this, but this can be a thorn in the side of an INTJ because they are very easily misunderstood, and they very easily misunderstand others because this world is fraught with emotions and people, social interaction, and this is an Achilles heel. Like this will drive an INTJ crazy. I sometimes don't even have words for it. The dating culture has gotten more and more complicated in the 21st century. So it does not help the issue at all. And there's some people who navigate it well, and there are probably some INTJs who navigate it better than others. But I'll be frank with you, it is difficult because I think sorry, my computer's we are very independent people, and so it is very hard to explain to another person that, who wants to enter a relationship or who wants to be around a lot, that we are happy individuals and we're not sour. Or I would say I struggle with that the most, trying to explain to people I have this set of goals here that I'm trying to complete, and my mind is just so wrapped up in that at the moment that I don't want to drag somebody else into that. Or I also know I do happen to know myself fairly well because I live with myself on a day-to-day basis, and I'm not sure if I want to drag you into my unique way of life. It's just and it's not that we don't respect or admire other people, because we do. There are people that I really respect and admire, but I admire and respect them enough to be like, you know what? I don't think you want this. Because I think, at least I know for myself, because I can be very reserved in public and very quiet, maybe some people get a different impression of who I am than the people who really, really know me, because there's a couple people who do really, really know me. And there's always a fear factor for me of like, what are you gonna think when you really know who I am? Not that I'm hiding anything, that's not who I am. I just know I am in tune enough to know that I give off a vibe or a impression to people that might not be accurate. It's like this. It's probably very blank slate, actually, and people can just create what they want to create, and it's not fair to them. It's not fair to me. So, yeah, that's what I had to say about that. It is complicated and it's hard to explain because we are so fiercely independent. And I mean, I have had so many people accuse me of, so when are you gonna give up your independence, or when are you? And I'm just like, it's not like I had this like thing in my head of, oh, I want to be independent. It's just my lifestyle. It's just how I live, how I operate, and I'm not even aware of it half the time. So, yeah, that's my struggle in that area. Brings me to the next one. Next thought: female culture in America can be. It is. I women gained a lot of rights early 1900s, and it's continued on. And there are more things I know, like could go in the area, but women are not even. Excuse me, my voice is. I'm losing my voice on and off, so I'm sorry. I apologize about that. Back to my point. Women are not even using half their potential of resource, and I know the argument that there's more headway that needs to be made, more equal rights, and I get that. But American women, there's unfortunately a lot of women, and even women I've known, that they are so okay with skin deep. Like, they are so okay with that. And I just think that's it's really sad. It is really sad to me, and some people I just, yeah, it really makes me sad. I see the potential, and I don't I don't know what to say. Man, I was on a roll, but I had an interruption, so I kind of have lost focus, but hopefully to regain it. So, where was I? Oh, talking about female culture. It is sad to me, maybe not even the awareness of the potential. And like I said, I feel like, and I know that there are a lot of resources that can make that really simple to expand yourself as a person. But I know, and I think that a lot of a lot of a lot of girls don't have those kind of role models, especially in pop culture and stuff like that. So that they're not going to. I understand the importance of role models, and if you don't have that, the the potential of you making something different is definitely smaller. Now, it doesn't mean you can't, but I do see. I get it. I understand. It's very sad to me. Um, yeah, it's sad. So, and it leads me into the thought of it. When I talk with other people, I see how much emphasis is put on the outward appearance and how important that is. And when people give those kind of compliments, I just cringe a little because I want people to see something else. I want them to see a whole person. I want them to see character, knowledge, intellect, and a lot of people, that's all they care about for themselves. And when they interact with other people, that's the compliment they give out, and that I do cringe when I'm in that kind of situation. And I know people mean well, and I should not take offense to that kind of stuff, but it always opens up a can of worms for me. Um, yeah, it just does. So, one of my last thoughts that I find difficult, and I think probably a lot of intuitives struggle with this. When you're intuitive, you are more okay with thinking out of the box, thinking in patterns, maybe connecting things that seem maybe a little despairing, and coming up with a surmising. And you might share that surmising with somebody close or somebody who asks your opinion. And a lot of times the reaction I get is, oh, that is so negative. Or, oh, you know, why can't you be more positive? Have hope, you know. And I don't get out of bed in the morning thinking to myself, oh, I'm going to be very negative today. That doesn't even really cross my mind. But I do like to have accurate portrayals or surmisings about future events or future things, or yeah. And I'm going to try to accumulate information and try to, you know, come up with something that I feel is accurate. Now, I know that sometimes I'm not accurate, and that's okay, but there are a lot of times that I am, and this is not to be boastful or anything, because that's not what I'm trying to get across. What I'm trying to get across is it's hard for me when I think that people instantly discount or discredit it, and then when it happens, it's hard for me to respect that person, because I am just like, why did you brush it off like it was no big deal, or not the case, because it ended up turning out to be, and that can be difficult for me to be okay with. And like I said, I think that's probably a struggle that a lot of intuitives probably deal with to a certain extent. Maybe INTJs or NTJs in general deal with that more, because we want to know the cold hard facts and the reality of what's going to happen. And so we will look for that. And yeah, it probably is more negative more times than not, because it's the world we live in, and it doesn't always mean bad. It just means, yeah, the outcomes of things might not be the outcomes that people are hopefully expecting, but I prefer accuracy over that. I wanna know what's gonna happen, not what I hope will happen. So I'm going to wrap up this video. Feel free to leave a comment, give your opinions or pet peeves you have, or even ideas of or videos you would like to see me make in the future. So yes, I enjoyed making this video, and I will see you next time.